The last time we talked about understanding your business, and we used what we call the value proposition we created a value proposition so we could understand our business. Now, after understanding your product, the next thing is to understand your audience. One of the ways to understand your audience is to create a customer's persona. Now, a customer persona is a fictional character that summarizes and communicates the key characteristic of your target audience. Now, in a nutshell, a customer persona is a fictional representation of whom your target markets are. So you have to be able to create a very, very good customer persona. Why customer persona? Why is customer persona very, very important? Okay. Number one, it helps you to target the right audience. In digital marketing, targeting the right audience is key. We don't want to shoot. We don't want to target randomly. We want to target like a sniper. We want to target the right audience so we could be able to maximize our resources and our budget. Okay, so customer persona helps you to target the right audience. In other words, it makes you focus on only those customers that resonate with your product. Okay, then number two, it also helps you to allocate resources effectively. By the time you understand your customers, you will be able to allocate resources effectively. What do I mean? For instance, you sell both male and female clothes, and then when you check your analytics, you discover that females are the one patronizing you more. So whenever you are doing your inventory, whenever you want to stock, you are probably going to stock more of the female clothes than the male clothes. Why? Because you want to stock more of those clothes that are demanded more and less of those that are demanded less. You understand? So that's what customer personas help us to do. It helps us to allocate our resources effectively. Then it also helps us to refine our copy so we could be able to speak directly to our target audience. Okay, so because when you understand your customer, you will be able to communicate a message that resonates with them. Just for instance, if I want to convince my friend to lend me some cash, I know the exact words to say that will persuade him to lend me the cash, right? Why? Because I understand him, just like understanding your customer. But if I'm going to a stranger and I want to convince a stranger to lend me some cash, it's going to be very difficult. Why? Because I don't really understand that stranger. So therefore, I will not be able to refine my copy. I will not be able to speak directly to that stranger. I will not be able to give that stranger a message that will resonate around him. You understand? So you understand the importance of understanding your customer. So it helps you to refine your copy so you can speak directly to your target audience. Now let's take an example of this copy I'm talking about. Let's take for instance I am selling soda water, for instance, right? I want to sell that same soda water, right? So the first thing I would do is to segment my audience, right? Because if you segment your audience, you will be able to speak directly to each market segment. Okay, now let's take for instance I'm selling soda water, and I decide to segment my audience into students, people who are still going to school, into people who have graduated, and into elderly people from 70 years and above, right? Remember, I'm selling the same soda water now, which means that whenever I am communicating with the students, the message I will give to the student will be different from the message I will give to those who have graduated. Will also be different from the message I will give to those who are 70 years and above. Now let's look at the message that I would likely give to those who are still students. Are you tired of late night study sessions, leaving you drained, struggling to retain what you study, and wishing for sharper focus and unstoppable energy to ace your exams? Math Soda Water is here for you, packed with brain-enhancing nutrients and natural energy to keep you alert, focused, and energized during marathon study hour. Imagine having a clear mind, laser sharp focus, and the confidence to tackle every lecture, assignments, and test with ease. Thousands of students have already unlocked their full academic potential with Math Soda Water, and now it's your turn. Don't let another semester go by without giving yourself the advantage you deserve. Now, you understand what are the pain points of a student. Number one, they want to have a good grade, right? So therefore, my message resonates around their pain points. You understand? So any message that doesn't resonate around the pain points of your customer audience will not make impact. Okay, so that's basically it. Now, if I want to give that if I want to sell that same soda water to people who have graduated, these are the likely copies I will have. Whether it's landing that dream job, finding true love, or establishing yourself in the world, you need more than just ambition. You need the energy, focus, and confidence to succeed. You need malt soda water. Malt soda water is packed with natural brain boosting nutrients and energy enhancing ingredients designed to keep you sharp, confident, and energized through every challenge life throws your way. With its confidence boosting properties, malt soda water gives you that extra confidence to attract the right partner and build meaningful relationships. Start your journey to success today. Malt soda water, power your dreams, fuel your future. Now you can understand that the message now has now changed. Why? Because I'm talking to a graduate, and now I understand their pain points. Their pain points to get good jobs. Their pain points to start developing relationships that will lead to marriage, right? So my message now revolves around that pain point. Okay. So what about if I'm selling that same soda water to people who are 70 years old? These are the likely copies I will do. As we age, maintaining good health becomes a priority, and staying free from sickness and health crisis is key to enjoying life to the fullest. Malt soda water is here to help you live a healthier, more vibrant life. It is specifically formulated to boost your energy, improve hydration, and promote overall health, helping you feel your best every day. It's packed with antioxidants that supports your immune system, fights inflammation, and promote heart health. Its carefully selected ingredient, malt soda, helps regulate your energy level, keeping you active and energized without the fatigue that often comes with aging. Make the choice to live a healthier, more active life. Make the choice to live a healthier, more active life. Malt soda water, stay healthy, happy, and strong. Now you can understand that I understand the pain point of those 70 years old. Their pain point is to have a healthier life. So therefore, my product message revolves around their pain point. Now, I will ask you, if we pick all the market segments together and we did not segment them, which of these messages will resonate with the audience? The question is none of them, because to those who are going to school, if I give them the copy that I gave to 70 years old man, they will definitely say God forbid. They will definitely say God forbid. Do you understand? So that's basically why we have to segment our audience, and we need to understand the audience so that we'll be able to give them the message that resonates with their pain point. Okay, now that we've understood the importance of this thing, what are the best tips and best practices that you must adhere to when creating a customer persona? Number one, you have to create multiple personas. In other words, one persona cannot work for your companies. For instance, if your company is geared towards more than one market segment, you have to create more than one customer persona for each of the market segments. Okay, do you understand? One customer personas might not work for all the market segments, so you have to create customer personas for each market segment. Okay, then number two, keep it updated. Regularly review and update personas to reflect the changes in your audience. Human beings, their needs and their preferences and their pain point changes over time. So therefore, the customer persona that worked this year might not work next year. So therefore, you have to review your customer persona according to your analytics and according to the data you are getting. Okay, avoid assumptions. Base your personas on real data and insight, not guesses. You might think you understand your customers, but actually you don't. So therefore, you allow data to tell you what your customer needs, because what you think your customer needs might not be what your customer needs. You understand? So the only way to get what your customer needs is to get real data and to base your customer persona based on those data. So but the question is, how do you now get data? How do you gather data? First of all, there are two kinds of data you must gather while creating a customer persona. Number one is the quantitative data, and number two is the qualitative data. What do we mean by quantitative data? Quantitative data are data that talks about who are my audience, who are this audience. For instance, if I say my customers are wealthy people who are Nigerians. In other words, so it tells me who my customers are. My customers are Nigerians, location, wealthy people, income. You understand? So every information that tells you what your customers is falls under quantitative data. And how do you gather quantitative data? You use what we call survey. You can also use analytics. Okay, interview is not part, so let me delete the interview. Okay, interview is not part of this. So survey, what? Analytics. Okay, now you understand quantitative data, right? Quantitative data are those data that tells you who your customers are. And one thing about quantitative data is that the result is objective. In other words, the way I interpret the result of the quantitative data is the way another person will interpret the result of the quantitative data. For instance, if I'm creating a survey and I'm creating a survey on location, and somebody said in his location he talks about Nigeria, the way I will interpret it, that if you bring that survey to me, I will say, okay, the person is in Nigeria. If you bring it to another person, the person will say, okay, he's in Nigeria. So we interpret it differently, in the same way, right? So, and what does quantitative data uncover? It uncovers the demographic information of that customer. And what's demographic information? Demographic information is any information that tells you who your customers are. For instance, income. Income tells me who my customers are. Do you understand? My customer is are wealthy people, are elite people. My customer are poor people. My customer are, do you understand? Location is also demographic, because it tells me who my customer are. My customers are Nigerians. My customer are Americans. Do you understand that? Occupation, it tells me who my customers are. My customers are engineers. My customers, do you understand? So any information that tells you your customers are, they are demographic information, and you can gather that through survey, and you can gather them through analytics. Okay, Google Analytics, Facebook Insights, and so forth and so on. You understand? So now that we understand quantitative data, we said the other form of quantitative data is what? The other form of data is what? Qualitative data. Now, another kind of data you should also gather is the qualitative data. What are qualitative data? Qualitative data are data whose results are subjective. They tell you why a customer behaves this way. Any information that tells you the why the customer is behaving this way, is under qualitative data. For instance, consumers' behavior. So consumer behaviors tells you why a customer is behaving this way. For instance, is this customer an impulse buyer? If it's an impulse buyer, it tells you why the customer is buying this way. Do you understand? So any information that tells you why is the customer behaving this way is called qualitative data. Any information that tells you who my customers are called what? Quantitative data. Okay, so qualitative data are very important, but the issue is that the results from the qualitative data are subjective. The way one person interprets is different from the way another person interprets it. So it's very subjective, not something that is concrete, unlike quantitative data. Okay, now what are the ways you can gather qualitative data? Number one is consuming competitors' products. For instance, if I'm creating an app, I want to create a school management app or a school management software. The first thing I will do is to consume the school management software of other of my competitors. Why? I want to have the feel of how the product works. I want to have a feel of how their customer service is. I want to have a feel of everything concerning the product. What is bad about the product? What is good about the product that I need to improve on my product? What is bad in the product that customers are complaining about that I need to now take as my unique selling proposition, so that customers, because of those pain points that they are having with those other competitors' products, they can now shift to mine, because now I am helping them solve those pain points. Okay, then another way you can gather qualitative data is to join focus group. Now remember, consuming competitors' products, the information you get are not concrete. They are based on your interpretation. That's why it's called qualitative data. Okay. Now another way is to join focus groups. For instance, I'm creating an app. For instance, I can join app groups. You understand? When I join app groups, I'll start hearing customers complain. So some of those things that customers are complaining on consistently is a pointer that those complaints are very relevant, and it's something I need to pay attention to when creating my own app. Do you understand? So joining a focus group helps you to know what resonates with the customer, what the customers are complaining about, what the customers are happy about, and all those kinds. This helps me to create my product and resonate my product properly. Then another way you can gather qualitative data is using customer service interaction. When people call your customer service, they are coming to what? To share their pain points. So you need to take note of what they are saying. So when customers call your customer service, whatever complaint that they are complaining consistently is something you need to take note of. Do you understand? So in such a way, we are collecting qualitative data. Now, what does qualitative data uncovers? Qualitative data uncovers the customer's pain points. It helps you to know the customer pain point. It helps you to know what motivates the customer, and it helps you to know the customer's what needs. After collecting all the data, you can now split your data. You can now use the data to split your audience into segments based on shared characteristics. Those shared characteristics can be age. Those shared characteristics can be location. In other words, you can divide your audience based on location. You can divide your audience based on income. You can segment your audience based on certain behaviors and needs. Okay, this will help you to create messages that resonate with that word audience. Okay, so in the next class we are going to be creating survey. We're going to be showing you how to create survey, how to send survey, and how to interpret the survey so that we can use it to create our customer persona. All right, so have a lovely day.